Taksim Square, the epicentre of fiery anti-government protests amid a growing chorus of national discontent. In what has become an almost daily ritual, a stream of police line the square, forming a wall of shields around the prize centrepiece. It's more than an hour before yet another planned protest, and the officers are already armed, reluctantly it would seem, in sight of cameras. As the clapping crowd arrives, the police perimeter is complete. Boxed in, they simply sit and wait.
We are here because we want freedom. We don't want to be war. We just want to freedom and the peace.
I was in the protest from the beginning, and I just demand my basic democratic rights.
Well, there are several thousand protesters who have filled the streets surrounding Taksim Square. There are hundreds of police keeping them out of the square itself, and despite the heavy police presence, these protesters say they will keep coming back until they get what they want.
As the sun fades, so too the patience of police. And it isn't long before protesters and journalists are sent scrambling by pepper spray and water cannon. This, say those in the firing line, is the price of democracy in Turkey, and it's one more and more are willing to pay.
We're changing first the country, and I think that we are going to change the world as well.
The EU flag is proudly flown above Taksim Square. Those below hope Europe is watching.
EU now sees what's happening in Turkey. EU now sees that people are democratic and wants their democracy, and this is very positive, I think.
Turkey's bid to join the European Union was formalised 8 years ago alongside Croatia. As that country celebrates becoming the 28th member, this country was told negotiations would be postponed for at least 4 months. Punishment for what Germany, the Netherlands and France condemned as an appalling attack on freedom of speech.
The Christian democratic parties of Northern Europe, let's put it that way, have always been very dubious about Turkey's EU process. And there is one and single reason, unfortunately, behind that. It's the religion of the country. Turkey is a Muslim country, and Christian Democrats and Europeans in general don't know how to coexist with Islam.
And there's another vote that hangs nervously in the balance. Istanbul is one of 3 bid cities shortlisted as potential hosts for the 2020 Olympics. The final decision is just 2 months away.
Eğer burada bu devam ederse, bu sıkıntılar yaşanırsa 2020 olimpiyatlar hayal olur. Kim kaybeder? Millet olarak biz kaybederiz. Kim kaybeder? İstanbul kaybeder.
It's that fear, along with anger at growing division and destruction, that has seen some original supporters of the uprising turn their backs.
This whole situation has been hijacked. Even if there was a message, it's been overshadowed. And so today what we're facing is mob violence.
What began as a fight to save a park from being bulldozed is now being likened to the Arab awakening. But with no sign of a truce, who ultimately will bear the cost, the government or the people, is what worries protesters most. In Taksim Square, Brett Mason, World News, Australia.